This video is the Higher Graphic Communication LAMP project, and it is part 4, which is the shade. Now we can see in the drawing of the shade that we have a bigger circle that tapers into a smaller circle at the top. So we are going to use the loft command because the profile changes shape as it moves along the object. So we're going to click New, make sure we select standard millimeters. And the first thing we're going to do is create a circle at 150, so a diameter of 150. And finish the sketch. The next circle, which we can see on the plan, has a radius of, a diameter of 70. So we are going to offset our plane 130 up so that we can create that shape. So I'm going to go into the origin folder and find a plane that runs along the bottom and turn it on, and then offset the plane up 130. We're then going to start a sketch on that plane, and we can see that the 70 circle is in the center. So we're going to create another circle of 70 and again finish sketch. We are then going to loft both of these profiles together. So I'm selecting both circles and pressing OK. And we've got the start of our shape. Now we can see at the top we have an area that has been extruded. So we've got a distance of 35 and then a radius of 15. So we're going to look at creating a circle on here that we can extrude up that distance. So I'm going to start a sketch on here, and again creating a circle at 70 and finishing the sketch, and then extruding that a distance of 50. So we've took the 35 and we're adding on the 15. We can then fillet this edge to our 15. Press OK. I'm then going to turn off the visibility of both of the planes, just to make it a little bit easier. Now it lets us know that we have a cut out. We've got hidden detail lines at the bottom, so we need to put the cut out so that the shade's got the angle at the bottom. So I'm going to find a plane that runs along the center, and I'm going to start a sketch on that plane. Now, using F7 on the keyboard to cut the shape, we are going to draw the triangle at the bottom that will allow us to cut it. So I'm going to click the line tool. I'm going to do the edge all the way along the bottom. Now, I'm not too worried about the length at the moment, but I do want to make sure that the degrees, so pressing the tab key, I do want to make sure that that is set to 20. And then I'm just going to click off and then down so that I've created this triangle. So I've went along the bottom at 150, and then I've went up, making sure that the degrees is set to 20. I'm then going to finish the sketch. I'm then going to extrude this shape that I've just created and make sure that it's symmetrical. And I want to make sure that it's set to cut. So I'm going to set the distance to 150 so that it cuts all the way through, and press OK. And you can see here that that is chopped off the bottom of the shade. Now we have a dimension that says that the wall thickness is 2 millimeters, which shows that the object must be shelled. So we are clicking shell. We're going to change the thickness to 2 millimeters, and we're going to select the bottom face to remove it. that gives us our hollowed out shape. Now on the end elevation we can see that we have 3 circles for the shade to attach to the boss. So we have 2 holes at M4 and we have 1 hole in the middle at 5. Again, like previously, if it has an M, it means that it has been threaded. So we've got 2 holes that have been threaded to M4 and we've got 1 hole that is just at 5 that has not been threaded. So you can see that the holes should be on this side of our object. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at finding a plane that runs along the correct side. So I'm going to turn off this plane just now, right click and turn off the visibility. And I'm going to find a plane that runs along the opposite way. So in this case, it's the XY plane. So you can see here that it's running down the center like so. And I'm going to start a sketch on the plane. Again, press F7 to make it easier for you to see. So we can see the center line here, so I'm going to make a hole at 4 to start off with. And the dimension of the 4 is up 5 from this line. So I'm going to dimension this line to the center and make sure that it's set to 5. And then going to draw my next circle at 5. And I'm going to make sure that the dimension between the 4 and the 5 is 12.5. And then do another 4 at the top and make sure that the dimension between the first 4 and the second 4 is 25, like so. And then I'm going to finish the sketch. Now I am going to look at extruding the circles that I've just created. So I'm going to click my circles that I've just made. And I'm going to make sure that they've set to cut and that they're in the correct direction. So you can see here that it's cut from the center all the way through and that it's on the angled side. So if I turn it to the side here, you can see that it's going to cut through. I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to turn off this plane so it's easier to see. So I've got my 3 holes at the angles part of the shade. Last but not least, we're going to look at threading the top 2 holes at 4. So I'm going to click thread and I'm going to make sure that I click the top one and the bottom one and press OK. And you can see here, if I zoom in, that we have the top 2 threaded at M4 and then the hole in the middle is set at 5. That is the shade complete, so we are going to go up to File, Save As, and save it into your OneDrive.